Good to see you again, Beck.
I didn't know it was a mosh pit.
Good to see. So, Beck, the album Midnight Vultures is amazing, by the way. I just wanted to tell you that. And let's talk about, last time you and I were hanging out together, we were talking about the Gap Band. We were talking about some of the old funk and soul records that we've always loved. And, of course, I love that split before. You know, the James Brown thing always works for me. Yeah. You know, on the new record, people say, and I know that I hear some Curtis Mayfield, some Prince, some Earth, Wind & Fire, Bill Withers. You've always been kind of a synthesizer of the things that you listen to. Would you agree with that?
That I'm a synthesizer?
I'm no, a synthesizer musically.
Oh, synthesizing, yes.
Yes.
You know, I just get in and do, you know, I just let the music out. I don't really, it's not like I'm tapping into something and then putting it through me. You know, it's coming out of me, but everybody has their influences.
Absolutely. Now, you know, people have always thought that reading the dictionary. You were reading a dictionary while you were traveling for a while on tour. You still do that?
Dictionary?
Yeah, somebody said you're reading a dictionary while you're traveling on tour.
No, that's not true.
So that's absolutely not
true. I read
true.
Cookbooks.
Do you read cookbooks?
Yeah.
Have you thought about writing your own book?
I mean, etymology was cool for a while, but I've kind of moved on to the next level, which is cookbooks.
Which I think is great.
You know, gardening and instruction manual.
Yeah, those are pretty amazing too. So, it's great falsetto vocals on the new album too, which I love a lot, like on Deborah. That song in particular, is there anyone that's written about, Deborah?
That one, well, it takes place in a landscape which is, you know, where I lived, and you know, has references to places like Zankou Chicken, where I've eaten. But no, the story, it's not necessarily a true story. But, you know, it has a reference to the Hyundai, the tricked out Hyundais in my neighborhood. There's the guys who can't really afford the lowriders, so they trick out their Hondas and their Hyundais. There's little references to things in my environment.
What do you think of the whole influence the Internet's having on music right now? I mean, going back to the days you doing your earlier independent stuff, Bong Load, and even before. How do you feel about the way people have the opportunity now to use the Internet to get their music out there?
You know, I don't personally use the Internet that much. One of the last, you know, I don't have a cell phone. I don't, you know, I'm just making music. I'm too wrapped up into. But you know, there's possibilities there. I'm not the one to ask, really. I don't think.
Yeah, you know, 'cause I know
I'm
that
not the most knowledgeable person.
Right. So in other words, you don't mind though, because there was a thing on your website where people got to do a remix of Mixed Business.
Yeah,
and
that was great. Contest. Yeah, we had a couple of thousand remixes. I put up on my website the elements of Mixed Business. People could do their own remixes. Stuff was amazing. You know, blew away the original song.
And putting one on the actual EP as well was, I think, a very cool thing to do. Were there any people you found on there that were so talented, you're like, maybe I should get them to mix one of my next records or one of my songs?
Yeah, I mean, that was the frightening thing, how many of them were so good. You know, there's a lot of great music being made in people's living rooms, you know, that's not being released, that's not being heard.
Yeah, that's for sure, and that's why the Internet really helps. Let's talk about your band. You're such a great band. Roger Manning,
yeah, give it up.
Just to name a couple, Roger Manning, somebody with Jellyfish, Victor from Red Cross.
You earned some points there with my unit up there. All right, I applaud you all.
Let's applaud Beck's band, everybody. Make some noise for them.
Yeah, I definitely couldn't do it without them. They got my back at all times. So.
Excellent. That's
we got the Brass Menagerie, Lyle Workman, Roger Manning.
Jellyfish, yeah.
Yeah. Roger Man. The Cape Impresario.
Yeah. All right.
Lennon Johari, DJ Swamp, J.M. Jigger, Justin Melody Johnson.
Beck, what's in
we
your...
got Victor over there on the drums.
We cannot forget Victor and Jesus. Come on, everybody.
The backbone.
Victor's played with Red Cross and Scott Weiland, Sam I Am, a lot of great bands.
Oh, yeah.
And now with you, which is awesome. And, you know, a lot of people know Roger Manning is the Moo Cookbook as well. That amazing record.
He has one half of the Moo Cookbook.
So, Beck, you know what? Everybody wants to know what you're listening to these days. What is in your CD player right now? Do you have like a pack you take on tour with you with 5 or 6 CDs in there, what would be in there? What would we find? And I've got to be honest. Any guilty pleasures?
You know, when I'm on tour, I can't listen to that much music. You know, I'm around music all day. I like to listen to sounds of the environment. You know, a nice waterfall.
Do you buy any of the nature CDs with like waterfalls,
Redwood Forest,
and, Rippling Creek?
Get out my aromatherapy. You know,
yeah,
and
that's cool. Beck, thank you so much for coming.
Salts.
Lavender, yes. Beck, thank you so much for coming by and hanging out with us. We'll be performing a little later on in the show. Everybody give it up for Beck on Farm Club. Yeah. Yeah.